G-Money, are you ready for the Russell era?
I'm ready for the Russell and Lin era, yes.
There's no way. Let's run a fast break. We're back here to talk about JLin. Huge news. The Brookyln Nets earlier this week, just before the NBA draft, trading away Brook Lopez, who's been on the trade block for about, 5 years now, something like that. Traded him to Los Angeles Lakers, getting back D'Angelo Russell, the horrendous contract of Timothy Mozgov for Brook Lopez and a draft pick. Your initial reactions to the trade?
It was bittersweet, I gotta say. Initially, I didn't want to trade Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez has been the franchise center for the past 8-9 years, a loyal citizen of the Brookyln Nets, New Jersey Nets, Newark Nets, whatever you want to call them in the past. But right now, we're going to look towards the future. And once I saw the trade in its entirety, I realized that D'Angelo Russell is and will be the future of the Brookyln Nets. And I am very happy with how it turned out.
I found it very interesting that for many years ago, there were these Dwight Howard for Brook Lopez trade rumors. Never went down. And what do you know? They get traded on the same day to different teams. As far as the impact to Jeremy Lin, you said he's going to be the Russell and Lin era. I'm not sure how these two, how well they're going to mesh. Well, what makes you so confident this could work out?
I'm confident because Russell is the starting point guard of the Brookyln Nets. Jeremy Lin is the backup point guard of Brookyln Nets. So both, the first unit is solid, and Jeremy Lin can lead the second unit as well. So I'm confident that both units can work together as one.
For Jeremy Lin, this has to be deja vu all over again, right? Houston signs you, you're the man, and before you know it, here comes James Harden taking the ball away from you. Rightfully so. He ended up becoming, obviously he's an MVP candidate now, so it was the right move. Here in Brooklyn, he had 1 year to try to get established, but he got hurt too many times. And now, hey, we're going to bring in D'Angelo Russell. Thanks for your services, Mr. Lin. Back to the bench, and he's going to get demoted again.
A lot of people are comparing Russell to Harden, right? I've heard those comparisons before. So maybe this is deja vu, but in my opinion, this makes the Brookyln Nets better, not worse. So if Jeremy Lin needs to go back to the bench, he'll be the star on the second unit, which is, I have no problem with that. I think that's a good move. And plus, you got to take into consideration his injury-prone year last year. So if he does get hurt again, then what are you going to do? That's you have to have some sort of backup. So Russell is definitely going to be a good acquisition, and I'm looking forward to them working together.
I haven't been that impressed so far. You take a look at last year, 15.6 points a game. That's all right. 4.8 assists. That's a little low for a point guard.
The Lakers had no shooters.
I mean, Andre Miller led the league in assists playing for the Clippers 1 year, or Cavs, a garbage team. I mean, if you're trying hard enough, you'll get the assist. 3.5 rebounds. I think Lin's a better rebounder, but whatever. It's your point guard. But the shooting, I heard he was a very good shooter, but when I look at the percentages, I'm not very impressed. 35% from three, 40% from the field. I mean, Jeremy Lin shoots better from three than him last year, and he had better field goal percentage. What am I missing here on one D'Angelo Russell? I've seen the highlights. He can light it up some. He's got very good court vision. What am I missing here? Am I just not seeing this franchise point guard?
You're missing something in that he's only 21 years old. This is only his second year in the league. And his first year, he was playing, obviously, besides Kobe Bryant, who's taking all the shots. So he didn't really get into a good rhythm. His second year was better than the first year. So as long as you improve year by year, I see no problem with that. And he's only 21. He can still mature. He can still develop. And under a coach like Kenny Atkinson, he's going to thrive. I'm telling you, he's going to be the star of the team. The focal point is going to go through him. And he is going to take Brooklyn by storm. I can feel it.
This is a very bad offseason for Jeremy Lin. He lost his best friend in Brook Lopez. He welcomed.
I don't think they were best friends. I mean, come on.
I think they were very good friends. It looked like they were very good friends. Then
he knew them. He knew them 1 year. You just calling them.
I think they go back from the being from the West Coast. Probably played each other some growing up. Why would the Lakers want to give up on a guy if he was so good. Magic Johnson said this week on D'Angelo Russell, quote, "We want to thank him for what he did for us, but what I needed was a leader. If your point guard is going to be the best player on your team, he needs to be a leader, shouldn't he?"
Yeah, he should be a leader, but a leader should also be, I believe, a veteran presence, not a young point guard who just came out of college. So, I mean, if they think that Lonzo Ball, who they drafted second overall, is going to be a better leader than D'Angelo Russell, we shall see. But I think it's still too early, too premature to tell whether Russell is going to turn into be a true leader. So I think they pulled the trigger too early. Maybe they wanted to, they had to do it to free up some cap space to possibly make a run at Paul George. But either way, if I'm a Lakers fan, I still feel that they pulled the trigger too early on Russell and gave up too early on him.
Well, you agree that he has to grow up some. I mean, you don't need to be shooting up your veins, telling me you got ice water in your veins after a preseason game winner. I mean, he's not afraid to take the big shot. I'll give him that.
I understand you don't like Russell because of what could potentially affect brother Lin. But look, you have to look at it from the Brookyln Nets perspective. As a team, they basically have their point guard for the future. Lin has a player option next year, right? He might opt out. So what are the Nets going to do if Jeremy Lin opts out and goes to another team? They have no point guard.
I am predicting that this will go down in flames. Jeremy Lin will ask for a trade or be traded to a contender. He will end next season in a different uniform and not in Brooklyn.
And if that happens, Brooklyn is still in good shape. Would you not agree?
They're not in good. They're in terrible shape. I mean, they have no picks. They have no top
they have
picks.
Karis LeVert, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson.
So who? I've been reading some of the online posts. People are they're hoping that this can somehow be salvaged and Jeremy Lin can start alongside Russell. I don't see it. They're just too small in the backcourt. I don't think he can do that. Give me the starting five for Brooklyn next year.
Starting five for Brooklyn, we got Timothy Mozgov, we got Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, Trevor Booker, Karis LeVert, and D'Angelo Russell at the point guard.
I mean, D'Angelo Russell is just going to be salivating. Who else is going to take the shots? He's going to take 25 shots a game.
Karis LeVert is pretty good. I told you, don't sleep on that guy. That guy could be an all-star in the future. So that backcourt is going to be a great backcourt in the future.
And as far as Lin goes, what is he thinking right now? I mean, I guess he got some help, but he has to go back to the way he played with Harden and Kemba Walker, which a lot of the times was basically stand outside and wait for the ball and maybe shoot a three. And when they go to the bench, then you can handle the ball some.
Yeah, he's going to come off the bench, so that's a good thing for him. With this Brookyln Nets team, if he comes off the bench, he's going to play alongside maybe Isaiah Whitehead, maybe Sean Kilpatrick.
Oh God!
He's going to be handling the ball the most often. So I mean, he should be salivating. He's still going to have the ball in his hand.
The players he'll be playing with, they'll make the players on the Linsanity run look like the '96 Bulls.
And he can throw. Well, yeah, but he can throw lobs to the newest pick for the Nets, Jared Allen. That's his IU partner.
And at the end of games, I mean, who's the five guys? It's a tight game down the stretch, minute 30 to go. Who are the five guys on the court?
The starting five.
What?
Why not? Rondé Hollis-Jefferson is not. Maybe you throw in Jared Allen in there if he develops.
So you would not.
I
mean, when the Hornets never started Jeremy Lin really when Kemba Walker was healthy, but they still had him in at the end of the game. End of game situations and when it was tight down the stretch. You wouldn't bring him in off the bench at the end of the game?
Yeah, but who would you replace him with out of the starting five?
I would maybe go a little smaller and get rid of Mozgov. That I wouldn't mind.
You would get rid of Mozgov. You put Trevor Booker as center. Is that what you would do?
All these small lineups.
Trevor Booker is not a defender.
I wouldn't mind doing that. And then maybe you could take Booker out and then you push Hollis-Jefferson to the power forward position and you push LeVert to the shooting small forward position and then Lin and Russell get the backcourt.
Yeah, but Trevor Booker is not a defender, though. He can't defend the paint.
No, you get rid of Booker and Hollis-Jefferson can play power forward for a little bit.
So who's going to play center?
You can keep Mozgov in at center if you want.
All right, you keep Mozgov at center, so you get rid of Booker, you put Hollis Jefferson. Well, they have some options, but if it were me, I would see how it plays out. I don't know if Lin can play on the same court with Russell, so we got to see how that tandem works out. But I'm more excited about Levert and Russell in the backcourt than Lin and Russell in the backcourt at this point.
So what kind of stats are you predicting? What 20? Well, what stats do you need to see?
20 points, definitely. I think he can score 20. As far as assists go, I would say maybe you got to get the assists up a little bit from last year. So probably 6 or 7 assists, 20 points, 6, 7 assists, and the rebounds. I don't know. Point guards really can't get it. He's not a Jason Kidd type, so he can't really. So maybe like 2 or 3 rebounds. How about that?
I think the biggest question is, can other people play with him? Will they like playing with him?
Coach in Kenny Atkinson that is going to make sure that he plays within the team. So he's a great player development coach, right? That's his specialty. He likes to develop young people, young guys. I think he did that with Dennis Schroeder, if I'm not mistaken, in Atlanta. Right when he was at Atlanta, he turned Dennis Schroeder into basically a backup point guard into a starting point guard. So he loves to develop these young players, and I'm excited to see what he does with Russell. I think it's a perfect coach to pair him with.
Does Jeremy Lin end next season as a Brookyln Net?
Yes, I think he does. I don't think they trade him. I think he might opt out after next season, but I don't think he's going to be traded before next season.
I just have a hard time. This is what a mess.
I know
what
you're
a
a Lin
mess.
fan. I know you're a Lin fan, but this makes sense for the Nets. All right, the Nets are getting better with or without Lin. Lin is not their franchise player.
You will agree with me. If you're a Jeremy Lin fan, you are not happy about this.
Look, if I'm only a Jeremy Lin fan and I don't care about the team at all, yes, I'm not happy about this because you're not going to see as much of him maybe. But if you're a Brookyln Nets fan, yes, you're happy about this. Lin is going to be a star off the bench. What's wrong with that? You got the second unit. You got the leader of the second unit. You got a leader in the first unit. So I don't see a problem with this.
There is a Lin quote. He did talk. It seems like he did talk to the New York Post. He said, "Playing alongside another person who is dynamic makes the game easier. I'm excited to share the backcourt with him. Although, according to you, there won't be much sharing going on. I've already reached out to him. We texted a bit, so it should be cool. I've always loved 2 combo guards playing together. I've always been an advocate of that. Whether it's me playing alongside Patrick Beverly, give me a break. I mean, he was not. Patrick Beverly was not playing. He was playing alongside James Harden. Let's give me a break. I was in Houston those years. Give me a break. I'll play alongside Patrick Beverly. I mean, Patrick Beverly's not a combo guard. He's basically, I mean, I don't want to get into Patrick Beverly. Okay, or playing alongside Kemba Walker. That's a better example. Me and Kemba's pairing was the most fun I've had.
I thought Kemba Walker was the type to be a ball hog, right?
Well, it took him a few years to figure it out.
Right. So, I mean, maybe D'Angelo Russell needs a few years to figure that out, how he can share the ball. So you're underestimating. He's only 21 years old. He's got time to develop. So I have no problem with Jeremy Lin and Russell playing together if that's what they want to do. In my opinion, I think Lin will be better served off the bench. You got a good starting 5 without Lin, right?
Man, to be honest with you, I might have to look at the D-League roster and see if there's anyone I could.
You can't put something in front of D-League when you have NBA type players on your team already.
We'll see what happens, but I mean, Lin's had good things to say. He also said, I think at the end of the day, he's a really good kid. He has a good heart. We want to create.
How does he know he has a good heart?
I don't know. I guess you can tell after a couple of text messages. Or maybe Lin still has buddies in Los Angeles he can call up to figure this stuff out. The development's going to go on up here. If he figures it out up here, I think it'll the rest will come with it.
There you go. So, Brother Lin has spoken. So you basically say, I think they can make it work. I think Lin is unselfish enough to make it work. So He might be a little upset that he's going back to the bench role, possibly. But I think Lin is a team player. I think he's going to play within the system that Atkinson is gonna allow them to play in. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited about the future.
All right, we'll talk about this more as preseason. Maybe we'll see these two guys in action finally. But I guess that does it for us for now on the Fast Break. Leave your comments on the section below. Let us know what you think of the D'Angelo Russell trade to the Brookyln Nets. We'll catch you next time on the Fast Break. Peace.